Timothy.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming back. You actually were supposed to be here a couple of weeks ago, and then you got sick.
I know, I was genuinely sick.
Yeah.
I was genuinely sick.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, it bummed me out. I was so excited, but then you're here, and I'm happy to see you again.
Thank you for having me back, and thank you, everyone, for being here.
Yes, welcome. If they weren't here, it'd be weird.
That would be a weird thing.
Just be me and you.
That's not normal to think, everyone.
Just quiet.
Yes. Yeah. Have you ever done that?
Yes, we actually did it as a joke. I did it with Will Ferrell. We did some weird thing where he showed up on a Saturday and nobody was here. And it was funny. So I think you're here for free clothes. Is that right?
Yes. You have like the best gear.
Thank you so much.
Like Ellen has very comfortable underwear. They're very tied to your body.
Yes, and you're always posting T-shirts. You're always wearing my T-shirt, the underwear. It's wonderful. But it seems like you need more clothes.
Well, that's why I'm here, because there's a bunch of new Ellen T-shirts in the back for me today.
That's right, there are. All right, so the last year, I mean, you're such a good actor. You're so amazing. You were nominated for an Oscar, and now you're nominated for tons of awards. You were just at the Golden Globes, and Beautiful Boy it's brilliant, and you're amazing in it.
Thank you.
You really are. It's just. I mean, really, if you haven't seen it, it's a very important film to see. It's fantastic, and it's Timothy, and it's Steve Carell, and it's about a very important subject matter, and he's just beautiful in it, beautiful boy.
Beautiful.
Is it getting easier for you to go to these award shows now?
No, it's nerve-wracking. This is all nerve-wracking, honestly, but in a good way, and I'm very grateful for all of it. But you know, it's just a surreal thing to. Yeah, I've been looking up to everyone in these rooms basically my whole life, so it's a weird thing to be, you know, there.
Yeah, and well, you deserve to be there. You're one of those people now that everybody's looking up to you. Seriously. But I love the way you dress. I think you're like, I mean, every time you just have such great style, and you wore the coolest thing to the Globes, and people didn't really understand. Who was that?
That's a Louis Vuitton, like Virgil Abloh. That's a designer who did it.
So it was fantastic, and people thought you were wearing a harness of some sort.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a bib. They told me it was a bib, and I had a friend send me a thing that, like sex dungeon culture is a thing where you wear harnesses. So
that
maybe
that got a lot of pickup.
I didn't do it for that reason, but
yeah. Anyway, you always look so good, and you brought your mom.
Brought mom, yeah.
How was that?
That was great. We don't like. I was like excited to see Lady Gaga and Rami Malek, and she was like excited to see like Tony Shalhoub and Dick Van Dyke. So we're not like.
Well, there was somebody for everybody then.
Yeah, exactly. We're not the same type of fan, I guess. But it was great to be there with her, and she was really excited.
That's sweet. You brought her.
And it was great. And we danced with no shoes at the after party, and she wore off-white, which is like she didn't really. That's like a men's streetwear thing. So I didn't tell her that was like a men's streetwear thing. But look, there's a picture right there. We were having a great time. We were dancing together.
Yeah, you are. And so you're very close, and were you a good kid?
I was, yeah, I was a good kid. I mean...
That took too long.
Sorry, well, I had things to make up for, and I used to go on these cruise ships with my mom. Like, when I was like 8 to 12 years old, we would do these cruise ships together, and we were pulling into port once, and she was getting out of a shower, she was drying herself, and she went on the balcony just to like, kind of go like, woo, as we were pulling into port. And just to, you know, be funny, I locked the door, just locked the balcony door, and kind of like pretended to be like leaving the room, you know, just kind of dancing about. And I thought it'd be really funny if I actually left the room and like gave it a minute or 2 minutes or something and like let her back in. And I waited like 3 minutes and I didn't have my key card after I realized. And like we were pulling, like our balcony was on the side of the...
Was she naked?
She was naked, yeah. That's not like a weird thing though when you're prepubescent, right?
No, no.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up, but I like ran the length of the ship a couple times and was like weeping and truly like, and finally got a key card. When I came back in, she had taken, there was like a little like foyer thing to put her feet, and she had like covered herself with it, and she like threw it. Anyway, I was devastated. I was really devastated.
Yeah.
She saw how devastated I was.
Right. But I mean, if you're pulling into port, there are people on the dock seeing her.
Seeing her, yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah. So yeah, you have some things to make up for.
Okay.
So you just shot Little Women.
Yeah,
with
I did.
Meryl Streep.
And Saoirse Ronan, who was just here.
And
Saoirse was at the Globes, like collecting weird stuff to bring on this show.
Yeah, she brought a bag full of like dead tulips and the.
But it was a really weird thing to see like happening.
Yeah.
She was there because like at the table where everyone's like sitting and she'd be like grabbing stuff and like putting it in her pocket.
And she said she was doing it for me?
And she said she was doing it for you.
That was really sweet.
So I didn't know what that meant. It sounded like I don't know what was going on.
It's like a scavenger hunt or something like that.
Yeah, like a little scavenger hunt.
All right, we have to take a break. We're going to talk about this movie that you're so good in. But before we go to break, I got you a little something. I know there's stuff in the dressing room, but we have more things for you.
Oh my Lord, that's so much stuff.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Thank you. Wow.
All right. We'll be back.
Oh man.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I cannot stop talking about your show, Sex Lives of College Girls.
Wow.
I watched all the episodes back to back. I'm so excited you're here. So you are from a family of artists. Everybody knows about your brother, Timothée Chalamet, but the really interesting thing, you can whoop it up for Timothy. Okay. He's cute, but he's not here. She is. You grew up in an artist colony?
Yeah, it was a very special place to grow up in retrospective. While I was growing up there, I think sometimes I was a little overwhelmed by the fact that there were many different types of performing artists that lived there, and you would be hearing singing and dancing and
that must
piano
get loud.
It get very loud, and they have rehearsal hours in the building. Like I remember, I used to take piano growing up, and my grandmother lived in the building too, and my mother would say, "Go practice at your grandma's." And I was like, okay. And then she's like, you have to go before the rehearsal hours end.
What happens when rehearsal hour ends?
Well, then the security guard can get called if neighbors are like, somebody's still practicing piano.
So there's just like tap and singing and banging on drums
until
and then...
like 10 p.m. and it's like done.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Did you always know that you wanted to be an actress?
I don't know. I did and I didn't. I went about it in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I had a long path to getting.
Well, you played the piano.
I played the piano.
And I heard from my friend Sarah Hyland that you did the ballet.
I did the ballet. I did ballet, with Sarah when I was a kid. She actually, once we would go together for pizza a lot after ballet or before, and she actually taught me that I could put Parmesan cheese on top of my pizza.
Oh yeah, no, that's a classic.
I didn't know that until Sarah.
Well, people in artist colonies don't learn that kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's pretty exotic. Okay, let's talk about your show though, The Sex Lives of College Girls. For those who haven't seen it, can you give like a little blurb it?
I can blurb
it. Just tell us what it's about.
So The Sex Lives of College Girls is kind of a coming-of-age comedy show about that follows the lives of 4 girls and others as they...
Oh, they're dudes. Oh, I've seen it. There's dudes, too.
As they navigate the beginning of their freshman year in college. So what is it like to be in that beginning of college when you're used to living at home and you think that you're an adult now, but you're not?
Well, and I watched it and I just thought, who is this woman? She is so brave, because you play this kind of very quiet, smart but insecure girl who came from a public school and is now at a college and is a little in over her head. And then, lo and behold, Pauline has her clothes off. I've done some love scenes in my life. What was it like for you to have to gear it down quite so much?
I just think I was naked a lot in college.
It really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would take my clothes off a lot. It was like part of who I am. I don't know.
So this was real easy for you.
So it wasn't that hard. I mean, also we filmed during the pandemic, which meant that I think there were maybe fewer people on set.
Yeah.
Everybody's masked, so you can't really see people's facial reactions.
So no one was going like, I mean, what were they gonna do?
No,
some boom guy's like, ugh.
No, or the fact that people can act so normal, yes, just like another day taking her clothes off, and it's like, isn't it a little exciting?
Like, come on, I'm doing it for you, kinda.
But you can't see any of that.
Well, I
so-
never knew that you were such a partier in college. I thought maybe you were a super nerd.
Oh, no, I was not a partier. I
just
just
naked
like
all the time.
naked. I was like, like naked is nice.
I don't know if that tracks for me. But regardless, in your honor, we're gonna play a college drinking game called Flip Cup.
Yeah.
Be right back with Flip Cup. We are back with Pauline Chalamet. Now it's time for us to play Flip Cup. College drinking games. So here's what we need to do. We each drink what's in the cup, and when we're done, we have to flip it over so it's on the big side, okay? Whoever gets through all the cups first wins. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
I'm just winning. I just don't even know how I'm winning. Well, look at that. I cheated so hard. I cheated so hard.
Wait,
I
did
cheated.
you really?
Oh, hell yeah. It's all on camera. I
What?
cheated.
Really?
I'm sorry. The season one of Sex
won.
Life
I won
and College
then.
Girls.
I won.
You fully won.
Yes,
I
won.
cheated.
Okay.